Welcome everyone to the Fall River Conservation Commission meeting, Monday, February 7th, 5:30 p.m. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person or person. We're starting, yeah.
Yeah, next time we can set it up different.
I like this room better.
You okay?
I would say just project as much as possible.
Okay. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any media. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made, whether perceived or unperceived by those present, and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. Roll call for the commission.
Jim Cusick here.
Louis Ferrer here.
Chris Boyle here.
Here, James Hornsby.
Okay. And we have with us assistant planner? Planner. Nina, I thought you, no.
She's the planner.
Yeah, she is the, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And we have Dan Aguirre, city engineer.
Dan Aguirre, city engineer. I'm sorry.
And Nina.
And Nina, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. We'll start with some old business. First on the old business, enforcement order SE-24-622. Owner applicant Berkeley Street Limited, LLC, project location Bell Rock Road. Assessors map W190002. Commission to discuss enforcement order for violations including unpermitted alteration of wetland, resource area, and associated buffer area, and expired order of conditions. This was tabled from January 3rd, 2022 meeting.
Mr. Chair, may I speak on this?
Yes.
Thank you. So, as we discussed at our last meeting, this item involves, the violation at the Bell Rock Road quarry site. I am going to recommend that this get tabled into the next meeting. Unfortunately, we were supposed to have a site visit last Monday, but due to the amount of snow, we were unable to do that, and we've been unable to reschedule it. So I'm hoping to meet them later this week, depending on the weather. So at this point, I recommend tabling this to the next, or to the March meeting.
Okay. Is there a motion to tabling this?
So make a motion to table.
Motion to table is made, seconded by Chris. Did I hear that correct?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, starting
Aye.
with Chris.
Aye.
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 The ayes have it. New business, request for certificate of compliance, SE-24-690, owner applicant, AIS Real Estate Development Corporation, project location 411 Courtney Street and 448 Courtney Street. Assessors map U-23-0050 and U-23-0052, filed by AIS Real Estate Development Corporation requesting certificate of compliance.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I recommend that this be tabled till next month. Unfortunately, the application did not, or the application for the request, or for the certificate of compliance did not include appropriate as-built plans. So I've been in contact with the applicant. They are going to submit those for the next meeting.
Okay. Is there a motion to table this?
Move the table.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Vote? Starting
Aye.
with Chris?
Aye.
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 All right. This certificate of compliance will be tabled for our next meeting. Second on our initial notice of intent, owner applicant Douglas Omberg, Madison FR Properties LLC, project location 594-0420 Airport Road, assessors map Z-03-0024, Z-03-0142, and Z-03-0008. filed by CEC Inc. On behalf of the applicant proposes to construct a 43,000 square foot commercial building, parking facility with associated grading and utilities within the 100-foot buffer zone to bordering vegetated wetland.
You want me to set up over here again, because I don't want to be in front of the camera?
Yeah, I think that'd be fine.
Yeah. That works.
Or in the middle, middle would be fine.
Whatever works
Sorry,
for you guys.
that works, yeah, I know, it'd be better for the reverend, I know.
Thanks, Laura.
Yep.
Thanks.
Hopefully that's straight enough. So good evening, members of the board. My name is Tom Roseborough. I work with Civil and Environmental Consultants. I'm here tonight on behalf of the applicant, Madison FR Properties LLC, for the proposed redevelopment located at 594, 0, and 420 Airport Road in Fall River, Massachusetts. I'm here before the board tonight requesting approval for the project within the 100-foot buffer of a bordering vegetated wetland. So the applicant's looking to redevelop an area of land, 3.9 acres. So these two parcels, lots map Z3, lots 24 and 142 for the proposed development, as well as attaching onto this access road that's on the abutter to the north, map Z3 lot 8. So those are the three parcels that are included in the project. The proposed development's a 40,000 square foot warehouse commercial building with 2,800 square feet of office space. The project as proposed complies with the Mass DEP stormwater management standards, as well as the City of Fall River stormwater management program. So the existing conditions of the site, as you can see here, the frontage of the two properties is along Airport Road, bound to the west. The project is bound to the north, to the east, and to the south by neighboring industrial facilities. To the east and to the south are wetlands, the bordering vegetated wetland here denoted in yellow. Denoted in orange here is 9,100 square feet, the existing industrial warehouse. In gray is the paved parking that's associated with it, and the hardscape and the entranceway off of Airport Road. And then the greens denoting the undeveloped, vacant, dense wooded area that's located on the site. So there's basically the site under existing conditions. Sorry, I'm trying not to get in front of here. Sheet flows east to west across the property to an existing drainage swale that runs along Airport Road, and another drainage swale that runs along between the northern abutter and this property here, which ultimately conveys down into the Airport Road drainage system as well. When this drainage system was originally sized, it was sized to accommodate the flows for the entire industrial park, with the connotation that the new developments on the site would treat the runoff prior to discharging into that swale. So the site as proposed, the site under existing conditions is not contained within a flood zone, and we did test bits out of the site prior to this meeting that verified the underlying soil conditions as a sandy loam. The project is located within the Industrial Park Zoning District. And flipping over to the actual proposed project here. So again, to reiterate, we're looking at 40,000 square feet, a warehouse, manufacturing facility, 2,800 square feet of an office right off the corner here. And just to denote it right away, so this building is further out from the wetlands than the existing building, which was basically like on the corner of the wetlands right here. So again, the proposed building in orange, the wetlands in yellow. The green on the site is the proposed landscape area. The gray on the site is the proposed paved area, hardscape area, along with the 3 entryways, 2 of which are on Airport Road, and 1 to the existing access within the northern abutter. And the lighter green colors here are just the undisturbed area adjacent to the wetland here. The red dashed line here is the 100-foot buffer line. So as you can see, about 50% of the buildings within that buffer. And what we've done to accommodate that as well is we've added a swale here to redirect flow away from that wetland, and a swale here to redirect flow away from that wetland out to the drainage system along Airport Road and along the northern abutter, which is then conveyed over to Airport Road. So like I had mentioned, we have 3 access points for the site, with the larger being on the northern facility for the loading bays located here at the north end of the facility. So that's where the larger trucks are going to be coming in off Airport Road. And then 2 accesses off Airport Road just for increased circulation to the site. We've added for stormwater maintenance and runoff. As I said, we're pushing with swales away from the wetlands, so we're carrying that flow as under existing conditions to the 2 drainage swales. And then we've implemented the use of storm scepter catch basin units so that the landscaped area and the paved area within the site is conveyed to these units, which aid to remove sediment, which aid to remove oil or anything else that's spilt on the paved area or the landscaped area within the site. And then that runoff is conveyed to 2 infiltration chamber systems that we have proposed here beneath the paved roadway. And along with the clean runoff from the building, all of that is conveyed to the infiltration systems for increased recharge into the ground. Now, the southern infiltration chamber system here has an overflow discharge that goes directly out to the drainage system within Airport Road, and the drainage system to the north here has a discharge, an overflow discharge to the retention pond up here to the northern side of the site, which allows for additional storage and also slows down the speed of the runoff that's actually conveyed out to the drainage swale, and ultimately just gets out to the drainage swale again. So in the proposed condition, we're mitigating the peak rates under the 2, the 10, the 25, and the 100-year storm. So we're under what that was under existing conditions. This development is very similar to what is out there in the industrial park already. And then we have erosion sediment control barrier along the edge of the development on the limit of work between the development and the bordering vegetated wetland. That'll be installed prior to the construction, upheld through the construction. And then in the stormwater report that you guys have in front of you that we submitted with the plans originally, we have our erosion sediment control plan as well as the operation and maintenance plan for the facility and the stormwater facilities that are being used within the site. So that's all I have for you guys today. Again, this will be going through site plan review as well if we get approval from you guys. This is just step 1 of the process, but that will be the point which the stormwater design and everything else will be peer reviewed if necessary. So that's all I have. If you guys have any questions, I can do my best to answer them, and if I can't answer them tonight, I'll get back to you with an answer as soon as I can. So
I do. So I'm looking, so the groundwater elevation at your, the mitigation systems are going to take water from the roof, correct? There are 2 of them?
the groundwater recharge system?
Yes,
Yep.
there are 2 of them.
Yep.
Do you have any concern, because your groundwater elevation is at 171.2 feet, and the bottom of the chamber is only at 174, so that only gives you 2.8 feet, give or take.
Right.
And with the proximity to the wetlands, is there a possibility that those could become inundated with groundwater and render them less effective, or?
So typically, I mean, under the Massachusetts stormwater standards, it's really only calls for a 2-foot separation from the bottom of chamber to your groundwater. So the 2 point, I think if we give the 2.8, I think that's from the bottom of stone. It might be from the bottom of chamber, but with 6 inches of stone, you'd still have over 2 feet of separation between the seasonal high groundwater and the bottom of chamber. So.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I do. Would you go over again that large yellow on your map? That
Yep.
is,
That's the bordering vegetated wetland.
and what is that? I couldn't really get to it because of the weather, and I couldn't really find it. Would you describe how is it wet?
So just because of the groundwater elevation here, so if we look at these test pits here, the elevations are pretty high on these test pits for groundwater. And really, this is the area that's delineated is that surface water coming up
No, okay, but
to the surface essentially. So
it
that's,
looked to me like if there weren't a building there, and
Yep.
there isn't, that when we have a day like today,
Mhm.
the water would naturally flow into that wetland.
So under existing conditions, right now, the high point on the site is like over here. But the groundwater,
Excuse me, with the muffle is a problem, but say it again?
yep, so on the right-hand side of the plan, so I'll point it to you right here actually. So on this side of the plan, which
Yep.
is this darker green being the wetland area,
Yep,
this is the higher point on the site. So in the existing conditions, if it was a rain event like today, all that water is being carried overland over to these drainage swales.
okay. And how would you describe this area?
So this is all wooded right now, dense wooded area.
Then how is it wetland?
I mean, wetland, there are different types of wetlands. Wetlands can include trees, so it may be a wooded wetland.
Galen, maybe if I can-
I mean, that's why I couldn't find the wetland, okay.
I think I could probably shed a little bit of light on it. For the record, I'm Dan Aguirre, I'm the new city engineer. So, Reverend Hornsby, the area that's shaded in yellow, and I went out and looked at the wetlands line to verify the new section of wetlands line, and in my report to the commission, I detailed this. The upper portion of this BVW that's shown on this plan was actually approved under an older order of conditions about a year ago by this commission. So when we go back to the existing conditions plan, Tom, if you can flip back. So currently out on the site, that's the existing building that sits there. The parcel directly north, shaded in green, that has an existing order of conditions for a 20,000 square foot building and parking area. The applicant, when the property next door came up for sale, decided to purchase that and encompass it into a singular project. So the BVW that was approved originally for the northern parcel is still valid. The new BVW that I went out to go look at to verify is basically just inside the tree line of the developed site that you see currently on the south. And the site to the north actually is not vegetated any longer because they started construction on that. They put up their erosion control, put up their DEP sign, cleared the site. That site's actually under construction for that 20,000 square foot building. It was only recently that they were able to acquire this, so they've stopped construction. So if you go out and visit that site, anything within the wooded area is a wetland. Anything that's cleared, or the building and the parking area adjacent to it, that is considered an upland area. And what happened here is the yellow area that's BVW, although it sits higher in elevation, it's very flat. So the water table is such that it allows vegetation to grow at a rate of greater than 50% wetland plant species within the area. Then once we get past that flat area and the site slopes down towards Airport Road, the fact that there is that slope and elevation difference, the groundwater is able to get deep enough so that wetland vegetation does not grow. So it's odd that you have a wetland at the upgradient portion of your site, but that's how a good portion of the industrial park is. I hope that maybe helps.
That's very helpful, thank you.
I used to sit on that side.
Yeah, I
Thanks for
also
clarifying.
learned just now that you're the new city engineer, welcome.
I appreciate your welcome, and I look forward to doing great things with the city.
And,
So I think somebody may want to read in my report anyway, and that may help. I'll shed some light on some things.
Right, and I think.
And there is a back page to it, whoever's going to read it in.
And I think I have not seen it. Okay.
Dan, is it your suggestion to have some revisions made to the plans?
Yes, so you should have in your package
Yeah.
a letter that I wrote
Yep.
as engineer and conservation agent to the commission. So I think you might want to read that into the record.
Okay.
so that everyone is aware of it, any abutters that came to see it, and the public as well.
So I'll just read the memo now with the city engineer's comments. After reviewing this matter, I offer the following findings. 1, to date, a file number has not been received. 2, project consists, and once I'm done reading, if you want to address anything, you're welcome to.
Sure.
2, project consists of the construction of 42,800 square feet building with associated parking, utilities, and grading. 3, project encompasses 2 parcels of land and a portion of a third. A 420 Airport Road currently contains an existing commercial building and parking area to be raised. B, 0 Airport Road is a vacant parcel of land currently under construction as permitted through the City of Fall River, Conservation Commission, and Site Plan Review Committee. And C, 420 Airport Road currently contains 3 commercial buildings and parking area. Number 4, Wetland Flag Series A1 through A12 and B7 through B17 was approved under SC 24-0747. Number 5, Wetland Flag Series 1A through 18A was confirmed in the field. Site walk conducted January 27th, 2022. Number 6, historically, stormwater management in the industrial park required that the applicant direct treated runoff into existing swale drainage system with no attenuation required. Number 7, at the suggestion of the agent, the applicant has submitted a design that has gone beyond that requirement and is in full compliance with the Department of Environmental Protection stormwater management standards. Number 8, the submitted plan shall be revised to include A, add additional erosion control barrier to protect the existing swale system. B, add an outlet control structure detail. C, add riprap splash pads to the end of all FES outfalls. D, add the appropriate easement required for the access and drainage connection to 420 Airport Road parcel. E, a reference to the previously approved project and wetland line with file number shall be added to the plans. F, the submitted stormwater report, which includes a construction period pollution prevention and erosion control plan with the operation and maintenance plan shall be included and referenced in the order of conditions. And G, delete what appears to be a few errant lines that the city engineer will discuss with the applicant. Lastly, number 9, it is the city engineer's opinion that the project meets the requirements of the Wetlands Protection Act and will create an improved condition from existing and permitted uses of the properties. The commission may wish to approve the project and issue an order of conditions with both standard and special conditions, including the issuance of a file number without adverse comment. Any other questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, did you have anything else?
Yeah, so just a couple of these. So I think the preliminary plan that this was based off of, so everything on here is perfectly reasonable. We'll make the changes as needed, but the riprap splash pads at the end of all the FES outlets, we have included those now at all the discharge locations. And I believe what was called out as the errant lines are removed now, but again, I'll follow up with that as well.
Okay. Is there a motion from the board?
Could you repeat the motion?
I'm asking if there is if the commission would like to make a motion, whether to approve,
Oh.
reject, table.
I make a motion to approve.
Motion approved has been made
With these conditions.
with these conditions.
With the conditions.
And seconded?
Second.
And seconded.
With standard,
Vote?
What?
with standard order.
Right, with standing order of commissions.
Plus those conditions per the memo that the engineer
Right,
has.
that's what I was,
A vote, Chris?
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Motion's been approved. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, everyone.
my agenda. Okay, third order of business, request for issuance, oh, excuse me. Did I read that? Oh, no, that's right. Request for issuance of amended order of conditions, notice of intent SE-24-782, owner applicant Mass DOT, Highway Division, project location Route 79 and Duval Street, filed by Data on behalf of applicant. The applicant is requesting an amendment to the order conditions that was issued on December 14, 2021.
Thank you very much, everyone. My name is Laura Kraus from Beta Group, here with Mike Rieger from Trans Systems and Diana D'Annunzio from Mass DOT. So we were in front of you a couple months ago to present the project, and now we are requesting an amended order of conditions. The reason being, and this plan is probably the best to see it on, the proposed outfall on Brownell Street went through a property right here that is owned by the Office of Fishing and Boating Access. It's owned by the state. And in order to place that outfall through that area, we went through a number of conversations with Mass DOT, and that work requires legislation to approve work on state-owned property. For that reason, we had to reroute the outfall rather than go through the Article 97 disposition process. So now the outfall comes down to this point on Brunel Street, takes a right down Remington, and then takes a left out to the Taunton River. This property, we already were acquiring an easement for some of the work on the Brownell Street outfall, so it was just changing that easement. We already had all the information that we needed, so it just made sense to put the proposed outfall in that location. The impacts are comparable to what was originally proposed, slightly increased just due to the layout of the area. We'll go back to this. On the revised sheet that was included in the updated notice of intent plan set, this area is slightly more natural than the revetment that was located at the Brunel Street outfall. For that reason, there's actually a wider coastal beach. The Brunel Street outfall, we had a coastal beach up to the revetment. Here, the coastal beach extends a little bit further inland. So we had to delineate that boundary. There's also a salt marsh, an area of salt marsh located near the proposed location of the outfall. We had to go out and delineate that as well. We stayed away from that. We didn't want to touch the salt marsh. And so we left a decent amount of space between the limit of work and that area. With our submission for the request for an amended order, we also submitted a revised stormwater report, which intended to address all of CDM's comments. The original order of conditions required that we submitted a revised stormwater report prior to construction and that CDM approve our changes. So I do believe that we're still going to need that condition in this request for an amended condition order because they have not finished their review of our updated information. I guess, I don't know if you have any specific comments, if you'd like me to go through any of the questions or comments that CDM had, or want me to list out all of the impacts again, I'd be happy to do that.
I have none. I'm not sure if anyone else on the commission does.
I think the reduction of potential CSOs far outweighs any changes to the plan. Benefits of that are significant with respect to water quality in the town of Redmond.
Mr. Chair, may I speak?
Yes.
So we've been in contact with CDM Smith regarding the peer review of the stormwater portion of this project. Unfortunately, they were not able to make the deadline for today. They have estimated that they will be able to get us the report for this mid-February. Though reviewing the changes to the plans, I believe that you can approve the amended order of conditions with that condition that the applicant shall address all comments provided by the peer reviewer, CDM Smith, to theirs and the commission's satisfaction. That's beyond that. I think that all the original conditions per the original order still stand and are still appropriate for this project, and I did not find any additional comments to be added to this at this time.
Okay.
Okay.
may there be a motion then to approve with, I'm sorry, were there, did you make a?
So it would be a motion to approve the amended order of conditions, including the condition that they satisfy peer review comments from from the peer review.
Is there a motion to?
So moved,
approve?
as stated by our agent.
Second.
And seconded. No vote?
Aye.
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 Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Laura.
What's your title now?
I'm the city planner.
Right, so I should just call you the city planner, not the agent.
Dylan's now technically the conservation agent.
Next
No,
meeting.
So the fourth item, I think we'll table the 2022 Conservation Commission election of officers with John being absent tonight. Do we need a motion? Is that-
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll make the motion, table. the
Motion
election
to
of
table
officers.
the election has been made. Can I get a second?
Can we get a second on the motion?
I couldn't hear the motion.
So the motion was to continue, or to table the election of new officers for 2022 until the next meeting,
Sure,
since John's not here.
sure. Yes,
Motion's been made, I just need a second.
seconded.
And seconded. All right, we'll vote.
Roll call?
Roll call.
Aye.
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 All right, that passes. We'll do these receipt of correspondence individually. Number 5, receipt of correspondence, a review and discussion of water quality clarification for Route 79 and Duval Street project. Is there a motion to accept and place on file?
Motion to accept and place on file.
Okay.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
And seconded? Okay. Roll call vote?
Aye.
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 Number 6, receipt of correspondence, review and discussion of NPC supplemental information for 4 Executive Park, VMD warehouse development. Any discussion or motion to accept and place on file?
So moved.
Second.
Seconded. Roll call vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 7, receipt of correspondence, review and discussion of release abatement measure plan filing for 631 Airport Road. Any discussion or motion to accept and place on file?
Motion to accept and place on file.
Motion has been made to accept and place on file.
Second.
Seconded. Roll call vote.
Aye.
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 All right. And last, receipt of correspondence, review and discussion of non-PCB mineral oil dielectric fluid release. Any discussion or motion to place on file?
Motion to accept and place on file.
Second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Approval of minutes for January 3rd, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded. Roll call vote.
Aye.
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 All right, let's have it. Any public input? No one here for such. Can I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call vote.
Aye.
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 All right, thank you very much.
Thank you all. Good job.